Welcome to another 50 match summary for Best of One Standard. Every week I take a deck list that you guys vote on here on YouTube and run 50 matches to see how it performs on the Best of One ladder. The idea to be saving you time or money, because I hate when content creators make a deck look better than it actually is. So this one is a longtime crowd favorite. It's been around in several different versions for quite some time. And this is Azorius Soldiers. And so this is not the flash soldiers that you will see commonly in best of 3 tournaments that relies more heavily on counter spells and playing creatures with flash. This one is just 100% soldier synergies. So I think the big difference between the lists is Valiant Veteran and just how much of your deck are you actually leaning into having soldiers. The Valiant Veteran gives everything +1/+1. Then you've got Harbin, which is like your win condition. If you're attacking with 5 soldiers, then everything gets +1/+1 and flying, and it doesn't have to be one of the soldiers that's attacking. So as soon as you get 5 soldiers on the field, you can play Harbin and trigger it the turn that it comes down. Thalia is great since our entire list is just creatures, so being able to disrupt our opponent's interaction helps protect our stuff and inhibit our opponent's curve, makes Sunfalls cost 6, things like that. You do want to be starting on turn 1 if you can, so you've got the Ocean Frontliner and Recruitment Officer are both soldiers. Recruitment Officer is nice for some late game dig if it does come down to a board stall. And then we've got Resolute Reinforcements, which keep in mind that this does have flash, so you can save it so that you can play it after your opponent does a Sunfall. You can do it, to block a 2/1, right? Like in the mirror match, that was quite common, was the Recruitment Officer shouldn't attack if your opponent has 2 white, or 2 mana with a white untapped, because then they can just trade the 1/1 token for your 2/1 Recruitment Officer. And, but this, yeah, I don't think you're going to catch as many people off guard as you did when this originally came out. And then we've got Brutal Cathar, which is the one piece of interaction. So save your Brutal Cathars for other Brutal Cathars or things that you need to just absolutely remove that are problematic. We've got Siege Veteran, which is really nice because if they do play like a depopulate, anything that destroys your stuff is going to respawn a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token, which helps you keep the numbers up for Harbin. And but then you can also just pump, your Thalia to make it a better defensive blocker. You can pump a flyer to make it a better attacker. And then we've got 4 copies of Skystrike Officer, which this one, some lists run like 3, some run 2. This one going full in on 4. And whenever you attack, you get a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token. But the most important part is being able to tap 3 soldiers to draw a card. So this turns your board state into some late game dig. And then we have 1 copy of Myral. And similarly, the lists fluctuate on how many copies of Myral are you going to see. But this one is just running 1. And this one prevents your opponent from casting spells during your turn. And also, they can't activate artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, which is kind of nice if you're up against like an incubator token from a large Sunfall. They can't activate that. I've definitely caught my opponent off guard with that. And then this one, unlike the Harbin, has to be the one that's attacking. So if this sticks and your opponent doesn't remove it, the following turn you get to create X 1/1 soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers control. And it doesn't matter if Myral dies after it attacks, because you just spawned like a 7/7 worth of 1/1s that you're all going to make into 2/2 flyers of the following turn. And then for the lands, nothing crazy. We've got a Gonjo and Otawara, which are the legendary lands. If you haven't crafted these yet, I think that, the legendary lands tend to see play as a 1 copy. Then we've got some other rare lands just for mana fixing. So we've got the Adarkar Wastes, and we've got the Sea Chrome Coast. These help for any Azorius deck just fixing your mana. And then we've got a Fortified Beachhead, which is the soldier-specific land. And so this one's really only seeing play in soldier decks. That's because it comes into play tapped unless you have a soldier on the battlefield. Then you don't have to reveal anything. Otherwise, you have to reveal a soldier from your hand. And then it has later in the game, you can use this as an additional board pump and can be an alternative win condition. Got 4 copies of Mishra's Foundry, which tomorrow I'll be talking about an alternative list, and I'm not really sure that the Mishra's Foundry is perfect in this deck, and it's really in there for getting that last bit of damage through, but it doesn't create a soldier. So a lot of times I feel like the Mishra's Foundries are kind of an obsolete, choice. And then we've got Secluded Courtyard, which so we've got Cavern of Souls in Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which does a similar thing, except for it can't tap for any color to activate abilities, and but it prevents your stuff from being countered. What I've found is that the deck does not struggle very much against counter spells. I've had no issue with that, and fewer lists are running counter spells just because Cavern of Souls exists in the meta. So Secluded Courtyard, it allows you to do things like activate your Valiant Veteran from the graveyard, activate your Recruitment Officer, and especially with the Mishra's Foundries, I think that like being able to play with that is kind of fun. But like if you've already crafted the Cavern of Souls and you don't have the Secluded Courtyards, I think that's a fine substitution. So anyway, that's my breakdown of the deck, and I'll be showing you my favorite matches from the 50, and then at the end going over a match summary of how it did on the best of one ladder. Enjoy! All right, well, we're on the play, but we have 2 Mishra's Foundries, so we can't play anything. Neat. All right, this is acceptable. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Probably just put back the Siege Veteran. I think I like the interaction with Brutal Cathars more. It depends on what we're playing, right? What we're up against. It's a tough choice on what to put back here. I could definitely be wrong. All right. Up against Selesnya Enchantments. Okay, I'm going to be happy I kept the Brutal Cathar then. We can offer the trade here. Generous Visitor is a problem further down the line. Choices. Do you trade your 1/1 or no? Okay, they went with no. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully they can't make it into a 3/3 and get over Thalia this turn. Like Audacity on Visitor wouldn't be great. Okay, land. Nice. So could try to get through. I could just remove the Weaver so that they don't set up like a double ossification. And then if they use the ossification on Brutal Cathar, they get the Weaver back. But it's better than them removing everything. Because with Thalia in play, they still can only do 1 ossification, right? Okay, so now we're going to be kind of stuck by the 3/3. Excuse me. Alright, and we got Valiant Veteran. Interesting. So we could remove the Generous Visitor and keep attacking. I think that's probably the more aggressive line. And I like that. Although Weaver could be really problematic here. I think not attacking them is worse. Hey, no 2/2 Lifelinker. Excuse me. Okay, Audacity. Alright, well, they can trade now. Although I think I still accept that, right? I mean, they get a 1/1 back. Wow. I could just block that. Get rid of that Now, we're attacking with stronger stuff next turn, right? Kind of an interesting trade there. Ooh, Harbin. Okay, so as long as nothing dies, next turn Harbin is looking pretty juicy. So it might be a little bit broadcast, and it kind of depends on them not having an ossification. But I think Valiant Veteran plus Yotian Frontliner attack with Thalia looks pretty good. Could just attack and let them trade, but I'll pretend I'm as scared. Alright, show me what you got. Selesnya Enchantments, what you got? Alright, don't think they're going to deal 18 damage with their Generous Visitor. Okay, challenge accepted. Yeah, they didn't pump on the Generous Visitor, that's good for us. So they can go... Alright, we can block with the Frontliner and still be okay. Wow, okay. That was really nice, because what they could have done is they could have put it all on the Generous Visitor and then copied the Mashikos, and I'm not sure how much it would have been, but it certainly would have been closer, right? Because here we just win. Do keep in mind that if it's night, this does turn into a werewolf, not a soldier. I've screwed that up before. But Selesnya Enchantments down. Okay, we've got a turn 1 Frontliner into Thalia, into Valiant Veteran, and then Harbin. It's very nice. Field the Frontliner here. And your go. Especially with this difficult to cast mana, I think I would rather play this out rather than the Foundry. And we can attack with the Frontliner. Potentially a mirror match? See Chrome Coast? Maybe we're against Azorius Control, though. Tranquil Cove, okay. Choices. Choices. 3 damage or a draw card. Or 4 damage. I think I'm going to go for the 4 damage. Try to set this up on turn 4. Harbin to win. Kind of have to race them. I think I'm against Azorius Control. God, sorry. Alright, here we go. What you got? They could, like, get lost on the Skystrike Officer. Ooh, okay. Resolute Reinforcements end of turn sets up Harbin to attack next turn. Valiant Veteran gives me 3 more damage. I think Thalia is more of a target for them than the Skystrike Officer. Damn it. I still get the 1/1, which is important to have 5 next turn. I mean, them leaving Thalia alive is good for us. Because it prevents them from doing a turn 4 depopulate. Okay, so Sunset Revelry we don't care about because we fly over the top of it. It is still a lot of life. Probably not going to die here. So we save Harbin. Or do we go for Valiant Veteran, pump the board? We go chump chump. I'm just thinking if we want to try to set up Harbin for lethal. Because they can't farewell us next turn, but they could probably just go for the damage and then try to win it with Mishra's Foundry. Okay. Wasn't able to hold up white for the Resolute Reinforcements, and that's the downside to running the Mishra's Foundries, is sometimes they are problematic. Now, digging here for Memory Deluge is a scoop. They needed to kill Harbin. So that is GG. Nice. Azorius Control down. Or is it Esper? Yeah, Azorius Control. Alright, on the play, starting off with Thalia, 2 Sea Chrome Coasts, and a Brutal Cathar. Seems pretty good. Mono-Red, okay. So, let's see, maybe they use the interaction on Thalia instead of on the Brutal Cathar, and I might want to play the Valiant Veteran out before I play the Brutal Cathar. Because they can shock and kill the Brutal Cathar. Whereas if I have the Valiant Veteran in play, then it has to be a Lightning Bolt. Because they can just shock the Veteran. Getting some interaction out of their hand feels right, though. Especially because Bloodthirsty Adversary is not a particularly good card to remove with Brutal Cathar, because if it comes into play, they can pay the 3. So it gives them a late game option that I don't really want to give them. Okay, so there's the Lightning Strike. Man, just trading board sounds good here, especially with Myral. They don't have any mana untapped. Seems fine. Alright, here we go! Man, that gets outside of the Lightning Bolt range and the Shock range. Okay. Phoenix Chick, alright. So we've got Brutal Cathar. I think we can leave the Phoenix Chick alone. Although, I do get another 1-1 if I play the Brutal Cathar, and then we can flip it to Knight. And, like, attack in with the Mishra's Foundry and such. This is a Soldier, so we can just decline that. And then I think we just play it pre-combat. Could be wrong. But this gives us more Soldier tokens, which are good chump blockers. And they're in trouble. Oh! Okay, in the festivities. That's interesting. I did not expect them to have in the festivities there. That's usually on lists that are running the mechanized warfare. So this is a little bit a little lackluster, but still okay. No more in the festivities, please. I would like to. Ooh, okay, that's we're at 7. I can pump the board and then hope that we can just block on the ground, because this is exponential. It's probably right. And then we just spread the damage out. Alright, so if they can give Godric flying and damage, we're dead. So if they play like a Monstrous Rage, we're just dead. But I can't block flyers. I think the pump was better than like the Mishra's Foundry. Perchance, say you. They didn't just slam it, so. 1 HP. Let's go! So we just go 1 chump block here, hope they don't top deck an answer to kill us. Which would probably be a land, right? Yeah. Woohoo! Alright, we're on the draw again, which is not great for this deck. But we have a Recruitment Officer into Thalia into Brutal Cathar, so it could work out. Could have led out with the planes there to hide that we're the Soldiers deck specifically, because we could look like mono-white at least until turn 2. I don't think it's a big deal. They did not want to trade, huh? Ooh, Boros humans, huh? So a Nimb Call on 3. Ah, Sanguine Evangelist. Okay, so this is probably the Recruitment Officer's, like, Imidane's Recruiter. I think I like just getting the Sky Strike Officer down instead of the Brutal Cathar. I'm trying to remember if that list was running Brutal Cathar itself. I don't think it was. It depends if it's the Gleeful Demolition version I was running or not. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Sky Strike Officer and then draw at the end of their turn. Let's see. Still not great attacks for them. They've got... Ooh, okay, the Knight Errant of Eos. Gotcha. Help, they're going wide. Ah, there's the Recruitment Officer. Okay, double Valiant Veteran is interesting. Board Pump next turn, though, we're just basically dead, right? Depends on if that last card is a land. Oh no, this is on 3. So I think I have to block the Evangelist because that's at least a less of 1 Board Pump. Because double Valiant Veteran isn't lethal, right? I could also go with bouncing. I want to bounce the ETB. What am I thinking? Let's see here. Okay, so not a legendary. This is a legendary, so this costs 3. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Guess I don't have spot removal. Guess I'm going to attack with the Sky Strike Officer and play the Brittle Cathar, remove the Evangelist, and pray. Ooh, wrong one. Okay, so the 1/1 can jump the 5/4. First Strike can trade or kill Coppercoat if they accidentally send that. They might just play the Sanguine Evangelist and pass. giving me time to find Harbin. Okay, so they are going to go for Evangelist first. What I think is smart. You just, you could create another 1/1 flyer, and then gives you that board pump. So hopefully we can find another Brutal Cathar. Could just take it to keep the bodies on the board, because this is going to be more damage later. I think I'm just going to take the damage here. Could also try to... I could trade Thalia and Recruitment Officer for the Knight Errant. So that it's not a recurring threat. Yeah, it's tough. I don't want to, like, top deck Harbin next turn and be really sad that I did this. I think I'm going to go for that trade. Okay. Now, we are opening ourselves up to the first striker. I do have to play Auto War out here so that I can do Brutal Cathar, and then Thalia versus Valiant Veteran is a choice. I think I can attack with the Sky Strike Officer, though, to just keep producing those 1/1s. I think I'd rather have the Thalia than the Valiant Veteran, because it trades better with the Thalia there. So if I was going to play the Valiant Veteran, I should do it before I attack. Okay. Yeah, they don't have very good attacks here. Even with the board pump. They're going for it. Okay. Sending the team, huh? Like Thalia's trade. Take 8, go to 11. What if we just take the damage? Be 16. I could just take the damage if we had lethal. They have one blocker. Which would be, so 4, 8. One of these gets blocked, so 4, 7, 11. I think I have lethal if I just don't block. Unless they play a 1-drop. Block here, then that's 4, 7, 10, 4, 14. So if they play a blocker, I have 14. Oh, plus Mistress Foundry. No, because I can't go double... Wait, can I? No, I can't quite because this is a tap land. I think I'm going to go for the blocks. The blocks just seem way less risky. Even though it's less likely to have the lethal line. I think I'm outvaluing them. Okay. Well, we would have had lethal if I didn't do that. But this is looking pretty oppressive. So we have 5 total lands, so we can go here, here, and here. And then I've got a lot of blockers, so I feel like attacking is fine. It's 15 damage, right? Okay, them chump blocking there is great. Boros Tokens, that's a new one that I haven't played this deck against. Or this deck, I played this deck a lot. I haven't played against Boros Tokens. That was a fun. This was a fun match. Okay, Thalia, don't care. Thalia into Recruiter. Interesting. Okay. I don't think we're dead. So that's 6, 8, 10. We could just chump block 1 and be fine. Might as well chump block 2, just to be extra careful. Alright, GG, my dude. Boros Tokens down. Alright, we're on the play. We've got Frontliner into Resolute Reinforcements, Valiant Veteran. Seems... Okay, so we can't attack. Could play the Valiant Veteran out so that we could attack. I think it's better to go wide and then do that next turn, though. Recruitment Officer, fine. Warden. Yes, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Go, go, go. Okay. I think I get in for 7 damage here. This deck doesn't have a lot of interaction, if I remember correctly. Okay. Options. So we've got Otawara. No... We could bounce a Nimpakal and then like pump the veteran. That's pretty tempting. Because the Nimpakal's a problem. And then they just play it again though. That's okay. Take a damage to do so, but then they get the blocker gone, and we can go here. Okay. Try to get him on the back foot, right? Well, that's a good blocker. I believe we have them on the back foot. Okay, so we have no good attacks. So, well, other than going wide, right? Hold up, if we do Mishra's Foundry, we hit them for 4, they go to 2. It's close. I think it's going to be lethal after we do the Sky Striker line. We just need to live a turn. Right, humans get +1. All right, that's spicy. Okay, they're sinning it. Okay, so let's see what our options are. So if I chump block Adeline, I think I go for the free block here on Warden. That's activated only as a sorcery. And then looks like we have a pretty lethal crackback. I still have lethal if I do that. I guess Frontliner is probably better because we can bring it back. And then we... Yeah, also the initiate, if they play a land, they can't remove it to kill the Frontliner. That seems decent. We take 8, we go to 4. We got 1 blocker. Alright, well, did we go for the board pump or what? Yeah. GG. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. After 50 matches, we went 30-20. And, you know, just platinum at the beginning of the season. I do feel confident in the deck, though. I do feel like it's still... Nothing's changed in the meta dramatically that makes it a bad choice. It does do dramatically better on the play than it does on the draw. No real surprise there. Most decks are like that. The toughest matchup is Mono-Red. There's kind of a rock, paper, scissors thing that has been around in Standard for a long time, which is that, you know, Mono-White beats Mono-Red, but then Soldiers beats Mono-White, and I think that's still the same. It felt reasonably good against the Boros Tokens deck, which is really the only new matchup. Still does really well against rebuilding against the board wipes of Domain and Azorius Control. And Selesnya Enchantments, I think, is one that's kind of like, do you get the interaction to remove their stuff? Because you're kind of doing a similar thing in Selesnya Enchantments where it's like, did they get their ossifications to disrupt you? Or, you know, I don't feel like that one's like really one way or the other. And then, like, you know, we played a couple of Esper mid-range decks. You know, nothing really problematic standing out to me on the ladder. Feels good. I do think the creature forward one works better than the Flash Soldiers one that you see more often in Best of 3, just because of the nature of Best of 1. So remember to hit like and subscribe for more near daily Magic the Gathering content. I run one of these 50 matches every week, so look for the poll in my little community tab. You can place your vote for next week's 50 matches. And tomorrow I will also be doing a meta review of the best decks in Best of 3 and Best of 1. So take care, everybody, and maybe I'll see you on the ladder.